So I'm throwing that away. Let's see. So it's not going to be that. Where? What am I doing here? Okay. Um, Still looking for the right George McDonald. Don't even know why I would have called that unless this was a park, which is possible it is. Let's see. Oh, Coyote Hills didn't have any grass, so that's not going to work. Antelope Valley didn't have any grass. Although it's supposed to be. Antelope Valley I shot at during the winter, but it is gorgeous during the spring, and this year is supposed to be fantastic. No, that's not it. Apparently I just want to do Rochester 2016. This is what I want. Alrighty. Let's see. That's nice and short. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do this right here. So this is something less. Will this work? Nope. So that's it. Edit in Photoshop. A copy. There we go. And I'm going to I don't want the blue flowers this time out. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. There we go. And then I am going to go back into Lightroom and look at my clouds folder. Oops. And find nice clouds over, you can see the So when I was in LA, that's the Hollywood sign there. Edit in Photoshop. Copy. Put this layer above that layer. And make it big. And I am just going to go like this. Oops. Go to select inverse. Throw that on there. So I've got some blending, but that's the beginning of that. And I will make a new layer here that's going to be ground shadow. I'm being a little bit more aware of labeling because I don't believe I will finish this today, and it's going to be a lot harder. Like when you're doing everything at once, it's a lot easier to remember what the heck you did. And especially on the ones like, it's pretty easy to know that layer 3 is grass and layer 4 is clouds because you look at them and the little picture shows you grass and clouds. And this is just set to multiply. I haven't done anything special. I'm just painting black, but I'm painting it at 17%, which means I have to build it up to get a decent shadow. But it also means that you control it a lot better. So that's already looking, oops, before Kat hit the wrong button, it was looking a lot better just around there. So if you've just joined, I am creating a Photoshop composite of a friend of mine who is going to be this lovely young woman named Bella, who is going to be my queen of childhood. I have created the background out of blocks. I've created the throne out of another set of blocks. Created the crown out of paper, but that was actually physically creating the crown out of paper. Now I'm going to go through, and I had already done a clipping path on the throne, but now I have to do another one. I'm actually going to turn off Bella while I do that, and look how messy these shadow things are. So there's nothing real elegant. I don't have to worry too much about the throne underneath her skirt. So I'm going to be just doing a quick clipping path on this. I can always modify it later because I'm going to do it with a mask. Masks are my favorite. If you're starting out in Photoshop and you haven't really learned layers and layer masks, they are your friend. They're a little complicated to learn when you're starting, but they are so powerful in what they allow you to do, because Photoshop has worked. It used to be that you just had to make decisions and stick with them, and you couldn't really change anything. You know, if you wanted part of an image gone, you pretty much like erased it. And then if later you're like, oh shoot, that's not part of I need that back, or I've moved something else and now I need to see more of that person's leg even though it was too much before. And you would have to really start all over again. And Photoshop has worked, Adobe Photoshop is a program, it doesn't do anything. Well, it does a lot of things, but you know what I mean. Adobe has worked very hard to develop ways to make editing, they'll talk about lossless editing or non-destructive editing, and which basically means that you don't have to commit anymore, which is weird, but you can continue to make choices and to edit things up until you print it. I mean, you can even make choices after you print it, but you know, it's nothing is set in stone until you know, print it on a stone. I don't know. That went the wrong way. But layers let you do what we, you know, like olden times, like when my parents were doing graphic design, they would have to put put parts of images or layers of images on different pieces of acetate, and you put them over each other, and that's how you actually got color. My dad worked in the newspaper. And my mom worked for a kids newspaper too, but the way you got color is you would peel off layers of rubylith or amberlith from the acetate. They would be layered on top of each other, and just use an X-Acto knife to do that. You don't need to do that anymore, but that's how layers work. You stack them on top of each other. All right, so this is path. This is my throne path. I'm going to actually call it that. So I'm going to modify this by feathering it 1 pixel just to give it a slightly softer edge, and then I'm going to throw a mask on top of that, and I'm going to bring Bella. Bella copy doesn't come in, but there we go. So now I need to separate Bella from the throne and the throne from the background, and then add more shadows in almost everywhere. So ground shadow, I'm gonna start painting that in for the background, because this would all cast shadow too. And I've got to deal with this sunlight, because the sunshine is way too bright back here. I like this, but then it gets very sunny. And it's getting sunny in a part of this where it wouldn't be sunny. Making it bigger. Just building up that shadow. Bring it a little bit more in here. And right around here. Okay, so I'm bringing shadow in here, and I'm actually gonna get rid of this little bit of the throne. Okay, that doesn't look right. All right, I'm gonna go back as far as I can. There we go. When I did that, I needed to be on this part of it and make it disappear. Now I'm back on the ground shadow, bringing that in. And pulling that down there. Okay, so that's looking better. Still need to... Okay, so I'm going to turn off the one that's not blurred. I think I'm going